And we're back on Tuesday's show. It's great to have Susan Oakes with us and Keith Weiss. He's our news director, but he's wearing a different hat for this. He's the Grand Marshal for the Dogwood Festival. Good to have you all.
Nice to be here.
Susan, tell us a bit about the Dogwood Festival. We were talking a second ago. It's been around 54 years.
54 years.
Yeah.
Yes. Some little homemakers from Pollock.
Right.
54 years ago came up with this idea, and it started as a little tiny festival, and it has grown into a huge festival now.
How has it changed?
It was downtown Pollock.
Right.
It was just around the block. You might have had maybe 5, 10, 15 vendors. Little tiny parade. Now our parade lasts for about 45 minutes to an hour, and we have over 100 vendors. So.
And also some beautiful quilts. You brought an example here.
Yes, the quilt started back when it very first started. That was one of the ways for them to earn the money. And the homemakers actually sat there in Pollock and made the quilt. Most of them passed away. Some of them just too frail to do it anymore.
Right.
But we want to keep it going.
All right, Keith, let's bring you in. What does it mean to you to be the Grand Marshal?
Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Susan and I worked together a little bit last year, arranging it, and I was on hand for the live entertainment and for the festivities last year, and I was just so super honored for her to contact me about being, the Grand Marshal for this year.
And Susan, tell us, how did you work on selecting Keith?
I met him last year, and I become friends with him on Facebook.
Right.
Well, when Keith got sick last year, I kept up with him. And I mean, he is just one of God's miracles, the way he was healed. And so this is our way of, giving back to him, because he's such a great person.
Oh, Keith, I think we got a picture of you while you were in the hospital wearing a Dogwood
Yes,
t-shirt,
I was actually wearing my t-shirt.
Sporting your Dogwood colors.
During my physical therapy, and that was taken down at St. Mary's Hospital in West Palm Beach, Florida, which offered excellent care for me during my time down there. I was in Florida visiting my dad, who passed away during the time that I was ill. And what started as a simple sinus problem caused a lot of pressure. Yeah, and it started to throw a blood clot, which threw a stroke, and at the same time, my lungs started to fail. So
an amazing recovery.
It's absolutely incredible. It was really kind of lights out for me, to be very honest with you, reading the hospital reports and such. It's very scary to read. Yes, after the fact. And fortunately, a doctor or a nurse that was on call at one of the hospitals, I was transferred to 3 different hospitals in South Florida, and one of them said they were watching me just on all these machines, and I was in a coma for 37 days, and said, I think I know someone who can help this guy out. And sure enough, he made a phone call. It was a mentor of his that he had gone to medical school with, and he had a way to go ahead and do a procedure to bring me back. And it was a huge process, learning to re-walk and not being able to speak.
Relearn a lot of things.
Relearn a lot of skills, and a lot of cognitive tests that were done. And, fortunately, everything worked out great. And a year later, here I am. And
Grand Marshal.
And Grand Marshal. And my friends in Florida, I owe a huge thank you to for keeping my Facebook up to date. And they, through social media, kept everybody. And they were like, we hope you don't mind. We told everybody. And it's like, no, I really wanted everyone to know, because I couldn't communicate at that time. And it really shows you the value of having something like that. We were getting people from Australia that I had known, and Washington State, and even my family was like, how do you know so many people? But it was just great. And of course Susan too, was very encouraging on there. So it was really quite an honor to serve, this year as the Grand Marshal, based on having quite a year between the festival from last year to this year.
Okay, and it's a 2-day event. There's going to be a lot of musical entertainment Saturday night, and then of course the parade, and Keith will be the Grand Marshal during the parade.
Street dance will be Friday night with the Sidemen Band, Mark Klein's. Saturday we have Papa Axe, and we have Mary Alice Vanderwater. We have a parade at 10, Easter egg glow in the dark Friday night at 8 o'clock. There's over 100 vendors, foods, crafts, car show.
A lot of things to enjoy.
A lot of kids games too, where we focus on family.
And we're going to visit with the Sidemen tomorrow in Good Day Cinema. Keith, thanks for dropping by.
Excellent. Great to be here on this side of the camera.
It's a little different for you,
right? A
little
different, yes, indeed.
Susan, thanks for coming.
Thanks for inviting us.
No problem. More to come here on Good Day Cinema. Stay tuned to CBS 2.